Hello everyone, welcome to Green Earth. This video is about the importance of reduce, reuse, recycle, and compost. Enjoy the video. When plastic bottles are thrown away in the landfill, they're often burned to make more space. When plastic is burned, it releases harmful gases into the atmosphere. The other option is to let it decompose on the ground or in a landfill, which takes thousands of years. We could also recycle plastic bottles instead of throwing them away. But wouldn't it be better if we just stopped using them completely? Instead of using plastic bottles, try using reusable water bottles instead of plastic. This reduces the amount of plastic bottles that get used and then thrown away. So, what is recycling? Recycling is taking something used, often plastic, that then gets used for something else, such as a plastic recycled bin that is made out of recycled plastic that comes from plastic bottles that were recycled. Recycling is an important process because it prevents the item from going to the landfill where it then sits for years until it decomposes. In most areas, things with a 1 or 2 type plastic on them can be recycled. In other places, even more things can be recycled. Now that we know what recycling is, what is composting? Composting is the process of taking food scraps and drinks, and also leaves and grass clippings too, but it's taking that and turning it into very high-quality soil. Studies have shown that with the soil tilling rates that we are at right now, we will completely run out of topsoil by 2060 if we don't do anything. That's a topic for another video, but it is still a problem that composting can help solve because it is a quick way of making new soil. Now, what is the difference between reusing and reducing? Reusing is simply using something more than once, before then composting or recycling or throwing away the item. This helps use less materials because we need less of it if we use these things more than once. An example of this is using both sides of paper before recycling it. Reducing is just producing less of these materials altogether. It's not just using these materials twice, it's just not using them at all, which then cuts down on the amount of these items getting used and thrown away. So what are some things that you can do? You can make a compost pile somewhere in your yard. You can also have a compost bin, and a composting company can come and pick it up and compost it for you. Whenever you have any sort of food or drink waste, put it in the compost instead of the trash. Also, when you buy new things, try to buy items made out of recycled materials. When it is time to throw something away, ask yourself if it can be recycled or composted. And if it can't be recycled or composted, ask yourself if you will truly need the item in the future. Also, you can reduce the amount of food waste you cause. You can reduce the amount of non-recyclable items you buy and reduce the amount of carbon that you emit into the atmosphere by turning off things that you don't need at the moment. And you can also use your car less. You can reuse old things that you have. Use both sides of sheets of paper, and if you want to make a drawing, then use old paper and draw on the other side of the paper. There are about 1 billion cows in the world, and with them producing and then being meat, they produce an extreme amount of gas. Try doing a meatless Monday or something to eat less meat. Plastic bags are bad for the environment because they go into the ocean and then animals eat them. They can also cost you extra money. Reusable bags can save plastic from going into the ocean and can cost you less money. Our composting and recycling was getting better every year, but then it has stopped. We need to go back to our composting and recycling processes. Composting is great for farms because the soil is so fresh. We can't let up now, though. The environment is still getting destroyed, and if we stop now, it won't do anything. Even with COVID being a major step back, we still have to do our part. In conclusion, plastic bottles need to be cut out of your daily life, and plastic can be used less, but we need to do our part. Recycling and composting is very important to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Composting is the best way to rid of food waste. You can eat less meat to help reduce animal emissions. COVID-19 made recycling and composting much harder. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or feedback, please put them in the comment section below. We did record this outside, so I'm sorry if there was any background noise. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and goodbye.